here, and today we have slammed out this 370Z. I'm going to class it as a Nismo 370Z because it's got the bumper on the back and it's got a sticker on the front. So I guess this is my 370Z Nismo drift build, which just happens to be slammed out, like nothing special. I had this in my garage anyway, and it was already lowered. I don't think it's got much camber on, if any, but it's a really nice car. I'm gonna class it as a slammed car. I think it's pretty nice looking. So, you know, what do I think of the 370Z? I guess is what we should talk about now. The 370Z to me, it's not a car I would buy. It's not a car that I would necessarily like ever aspire to have. But it's one of those modern day classic tuners. So like nowadays, when you think of tuners, you think of the RX-8, you think of the MX-5, you think of the GT86, and you think of the 370Z and the 350Z. Nowadays, I wouldn't really class the Evo or the Impreza as a tuner. They're kind of more hatchback rally cars for me nowadays. Like I don't see Lancer coupes like driving around everywhere. I only see hatchbacks, so I wouldn't really class them as tuners in my eyes. They've always really been for me rally cars. I think the only Evo, I think is it the 7 or the 8 Evo, that was the only Evo I class as really as a tuner for me. And as for the Imprezas, like up until recently, I would class them as you know, tuners, but really like deep down in my heart, they've always been rally cars, not tuner cars. But the 370Z is one of those iconic, you know, modern day tuners. When you think of modern day tuners, you think of the RX-8, the GT86, and the 370Z. Like, there is a real lack of Japanese sports cars on the market. But I definitely would say this is one of the most iconic ones. Now, something that you'll notice about these 370Zs in real life is that they are very much cheap and cheerful. Well, 370Z, sorry. The 370Zs, they cost you around about 20 to 30 grand, depending if you buy it used, brand new, whatnot, and the specification it has. But they're going to cost around about £30,000, and you're not going to get premium for that much money. You know, it's like for me, I don't class the GTR as a tuner. I class that more as a supercar, and I think that has a certain premium to it. You know, it has a nice steering wheel. It has, like, recently, in recent times, the recent ones have lowered down on the amount of plastic it uses in its cars. Overall, the GTR is a premium car. But with the 370Z, like if you're looking out here, there's a lot of plastic. You can see all the plastic on the dashboard, all the plastic on the steering wheel, all the plastic on the audio unit on the right. You can kind of see a lot of plastic. Like, you don't buy a 370Z to sit there and in your leather seats with your Alcantara steering wheel enjoying the ride. The main reason people would buy these cheap and cheerful Japanese supercar, so sports cars, is for the drive. And this is something I've noticed in loads of reviews when I was looking through the GT86 reviews and the 370Z reviews. It was that the main reason people do buy 370Zs and for the GT86 is because of that fun factor. You know, it is cheap and cheerful, it is, but at the same time you're getting a driving experience which you're going to not have in many other cars. And that's what I've genuinely gathered from all the reviewers. They're saying, you know, oh, you can go buy yourself a 12C, but really you're going to have as much fun in a 370Z than you are in a 12C. You know, I've heard some people say the GT86 that it handles as well as a Porsche. You know, like it's that factor. You don't pay for the premium leather, you don't pay for this, you don't pay for that, but what you do get in return is an amazing driving experience. And I think that's what I respect the 370Z for the most. Personally, I would never buy one. I don't have any plans to buy one. If anything, I would rather have an RX-8 or a GT86. But I can most definitely say, you know, I hold respect for these kind of Japanese cars because they it's how they deliver it. You know, I mean, it looks nice, it sounds nice, it handles well. And the most important thing is, you know, it's cheap. You know, for someone who wants to just have a toy car which they can mess around with. I think that's what makes Japanese cars so popular in the tuning market, is because you can easily mess around with them because they're so cheap and the parts are so available. Because of that reason. Also, because obviously it's cheaper, it's going to be less for insurance and all other types of things. I think that's what makes this car great. It's all those things combined. And I think that's what makes Japanese cars generally just absolutely outstanding. And I'm sure many of you guys will be able to agree with me. If you don't agree with me, make sure to leave a comment down below. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. For some reason, every time I record a video, I just choke under the pressure and I can't drift. But I can drift, guys. I've been crashing loads recently. I don't know why, but I can drift, I promise you. And I will be bringing you more of those types of videos in the near future. So yeah, again, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and I shall see you later. Peace.